Welcome everyone, this is DSP from DSP Studio, and this is part 2 of our preferential routing system tutorials. Today we're gonna examine how we will plan with Simbrief from our previous destination from China to Middle East. For this route we will have two preferential routing systems that we will have to follow, and for that reason I'm gonna go ahead and check properly what route we have to follow out from China, and getting into the Middle East I'm briefly gonna check if the route is valid or not. If it is, it's okay. If it's not, I'm not gonna actually try to correct it, because I'm gonna have a separate video regarding the Middle East preferential routing system. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. I want to keep this video short because the previous one was an hour long, and I don't know if you like it or not. So without any further ado, let's dive into. So as per our previous flight plan, we landed in Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike, and we're gonna continue now on from there, going out from China to Middle East, going to Mahmud Oscar Mike Delta Whiskey, and we have an alternate Oscar Mike Alpha Alpha. We're gonna use the same aircraft, this 777 freighter, with a cost index of 20 and a fuel factor 5% more. I didn't check it, but usually this is a good indication for the PMDG aircraft that we're gonna use a little more fuel. The loading, I'm gonna stick with, I'm gonna complete it later on. This will be the initial flight level. We're gonna see if we want it or not, and this is actually the route that Simbrief recommended. I already went through it and checked it. The Chinese preferential routing system is not correct. The exit point is correct, but the entire route is not. So we're gonna correct that. The preferential routing system in inbound Mahmud, it's actually correct. I checked it already. It's correct, and that is really good news, because we know it's a little bit more complex in the Middle East, and if Simbrief takes into consideration the preferential routing system over there, that is awesome. I'm gonna go through and check it on a later video, and we're gonna check it together if it's okay or not, and I will actually explain how and show you how we can correct it. So let's dive into the preferential routing system. Okay, so we are going to depart from Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike, and these are the available routes going out. Obviously you're gonna check, we're gonna see here that our destination aerodrome is not listed. However, we're gonna use some airports over India, or that it's closer to where we're gonna go route wise. So I'm gonna stick with the exit point that already Simbrief chose, so to make things easier. So LINSO was the point. So LINSO was the point, and from then on I'm gonna check if the route is okay. I already did that as I mentioned. So let's go into SkyVector, and this is the route that we have to follow. Okay, I'm gonna minimize that, guys. A short disclaimer: sorry about the quality of the video and the audio. I'm using a really old PC. Don't have a brand new. Thinking of buying some new components and upgrade my PC. Sorry about that, and also in regards with the video editing and everything, seriously my PC cannot run something better. So it is what it is. I will if you have any recommendation, I'm glad to follow them up in regards with software and everything. So just a short disclaimer, I'm trying my best here, and these are some videos that I never did videos like talking to myself. So basically just bear with me. I'm gonna try my best and explain everything that I'm doing. So from LINSO, in order to get from Zulu Sierra Alpha Mike to LINSO, we need to follow this route. So basically, just to make it more visible to you, I'm gonna use a notepad. I'm gonna paste it just to minimize that thing here. Okay, and this is our route. So what I did, I corrected it and I started following that route. So NAPSA, IKATA, BEBEM, from BEBEM Romeo 200 to the NDB-LH, which is situated around here. I'm gonna zoom in, and then we follow airway Romeo 39 to Bravo Sierra Echo. It's further to the north. Here, this is a VOR, and from then on, Alpha 599 to LINSO. Alpha 599 to LINSO, and LINSO is here. Really bizarre routes that we are following. However, it's high terrain area, and here we might need to we might have to consider also escape routes, but this is another conversation. So this is the route up to LINSO. So we have to correct that in Simbrief, but we're gonna do it later on. After LINSO, whatever Simbrief is following is pretty much correct. If I wanted to make it a little bit more slim, I might have will consider to avoid the Bangladesh airspace. As I mentioned to in my previous video, flying over Bangladesh, it's too expensive, and we as aircraft dispatchers we have to take consideration also on those expenses, overflying expenses. So basically I might have considered to avoid this airspace, but it's not that big of a deal right now. So basically I'm gonna follow the exact same route because there is no there are no restrictions over India, and we're gonna use also the preferred route entering RASKI to go into Mahmud. So everything is pretty much straightforward. We corrected the route. This is a simple route, and I'm really glad that we had it prepared like really fast, and I'm really happy that Simbrief calculated that the 2/3 of our flight plan was calculated really nicely. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm going to correct the portion up to LINSO, and I'm gonna keep the rest as it is, and we're gonna add our weights and maybe any additional fuel, and we're gonna check altitudes, and maybe we're gonna have to correct the initial flight level. We will see, and pretty much this is it, and let's just do that. So I have my route here, copy. So it uses like so it's Alpha 59 to LSO. Okay, up to here. So I'm gonna delete this. I'm going to add that one. Okay, so let's analyze it. Alright, and this is our route. It was pretty easy. So this is what we corrected. Our part 2 is in regard to Chinese preferential routing system. I used the table. This table is the international routes, flight routes from mainland China. As I mentioned in my previous video, there are several files here. So from mainland, this is what I used. To mainland of China, this is what I used on my previous video. And we have also overflying, which I'm not going to discuss right now. It's pretty straightforward. You go in, you check your entry, exit. It depends on which airports. It's the same principle. So we're not gonna mess around with that at the moment. So coming back to our route, this is okay. I'm happy. Let's see a little bit of the weather. Okay, the weather is developing really nicely. We have also the hurricane that it's approaching. We kind of avoiding most of the weather in China. However, because of this preferential routing system, we have to go to file it like that. However, pilots might have to deviate further. It depends on the situation, the weather situation over there. Another thing that I forgot to mention in my previous video is when there is a practice when we are actually flying the preferential routing systems in China. Whenever we are entering one preferred route, pilots have to deviate left or right 2 to up to 5 nautical miles, because these airways are two-way airways, and you might end up having two aircrafts going on the opposite directions on the same altitude. So that's as a rule of thumb, the going east you deviate to your left, to your right, sorry, and going west to your left. So basically this is it, and so whenever you fly these routes, just a rule of thumb, when you enter it, just go 2 miles or 5 miles to the way on your right, and pretty much this is it. So the weather is developing also here. Not a lot of things that we can do. We can go over it, but it's not that significant. We're gonna add more fuel just for weather avoidance, because this is a quite long route, so the pilots might have to deviate a lot. So we're gonna add extra fuel for that to help them out. Let's go into our calculations right now. So as for the weight, we're gonna go here and we're going to select, let's say, 58 tons of cargo, and I'm gonna leave this as it is, contingency fuel. I'm gonna use EASA. So it says, would you like to select an en route alternate? At this stage I'm gonna say no, because there are a ton of airports all around, so I'm not gonna use it. And reserve fuel, I'm gonna put some 45 minutes. One alternate is good, the weather is pretty good over there. And as for extra fuel, I'm gonna go with extra 5,000. This is my first rough calculation. I'm just going to see how much fuel gonna use and what will be our initial altitude. So let's generate this flight plan. And yep. So so 1 hour and block 72. Okay, I will actually might round this up to 80 tons just for the sake of the weather, but I don't know. I will have to go through the weather again. This patch notes we might end up writing extra fuel due to weather. And okay, load sheet. Okay. 72 point, and we land with 8 tons. Okay, 8 tons. This is pretty much okay. I might end up 2 tons more. Actually, during the flight, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna save fuel, and most likely PMDG will gonna say like 12 tons or from 12 to 15 tons. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna stick with what I have at the moment. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna be okay. Please guys, if you want to um, use this route, be my guest, please use it, and use the loads and fly it and let me know how it went. So we are pretty much okay. 360380 in Moloop. So I'm happy with the flight plan as it is. Our our block time is 8 hours and 3 minutes. Schedule okay with the weather. Pax 18. Okay. Let me scratch that. Okay. I forgot to select 0 over there. Edit flight. So let's wait for that. Okay, so passengers is none. The crew is augmented. So actually, because we had 3 crew going into, the 3 crew will go out, even if this route can be operated by the 2 pilots. We also have this extra crew with us, so I'm gonna put this extra crew here as an extra pilot. And alright, so this is okay, I'm happy. The 5000 initial altitude, I'm gonna leave it as it is, and I'm gonna generate this flight plan again. Okay, block fuel 71, 40. Have one. You see a little bit less fuel because we reduced the number of passengers. Okay, the same altitudes. Everything is okay. Everything looks fine to me. UPDF. Alright, it's going there. Nice. So 71. Yeah, 71.5. You can write around this up, and this is a loss index 500 or gain if you want to change altitudes. 8 hours, 85, cargo 58. payload 140 extra passenger, 0 fuel. We are pretty much okay, and 777 is a beast, so no problems over there. I'm gonna post this ATC flight plan in the link in the description below. Yeah, I'm gonna copy that flight plan. I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm gonna post it for you guys, or you can pause the video and actually write it down. So that was it, guys. 20 minutes. Woohoo! I managed to do it under 30 minutes. Thank you, Simbrief, for being better than the previous video, and you helped a lot. Actually, I'm considering of actually trying to help Simbrief and improve their system, giving them some feedback and some extra information if they want in regards with better calculations. I don't know what they are actually using, but as a calculation, but most likely it's gonna be those engines that they have at the beginning when you edit your flight plan. Maybe they are using only these engines here. Let's let it load here. But what I'm considering is, and if they want, they can contact me anytime. We can actually create the files and put all the necessary preferential routing systems, not worldwide because we have issues with that, and then the system can take into consideration those routes and select them. Now the other thing is that I want to mention is here with Simbrief. I would love if Simbrief could actually add on top of the charts and the airways that we have, the Jeppesen airway manuals. I know that this most likely might require an extra subscription. However, the only thing that we want from all the manuals are access to the preferential routing system, because this is where I'm finding them also. There are preferential routing systems from Indonesia and going further up north. We're missing all those files. I don't know how Navigraph and if they can consider it and start implementing these things also. I will have no issues if I have to pay an extra whatever subscription in order to have those in my hands and read them and follow them, because there are a ton of instructions over there that we actually need when we fly or when we plan our flights. This is it, guys. Let's go briefly to the weather. As we can see right now, yeah, the weather is not that bad. Here, the areas that we were looking for. So icing, I don't know if we're gonna have any icing here. Yeah, here is the icing. There's Zulu 220. Let's go to 300. Yeah, okay, a little bit of icing here. 3-4, I think that we're gonna be over there. No icing, so no problem over there. And then clouds, okay, 340, 380. Yeah, we might have to type convective cloud top level, so let's see. Alright, okay, so here is our road. I'm seeing deviation here, maybe straight line and direct here, or maybe small deviations. Here we're gonna have to deviate, but let's see, the departure is set somewhere, we're gonna be there. Yeah, okay, we might be a, yeah, no, sorry, here. Alright, I don't think that we're gonna have an issue, but yes, we have the extra fuel to go there. And going in, and this is really top level, yeah, okay. And then we have the jet streams, it's further up north nicely. And the last thing I wanted to check, turbulence, a little bit of turbulence here, 380. We're gonna be around 380 around this area, maybe earlier, it depends. And tropopause, okay, 563, 555, it's high up. Okay, so let's put it in meters. Okay, the weather here due to the thunderstorms, temperatures, yeah, dew point, visibility is okay. Alright, ceiling, we're pretty much good to go. And last, I want to check the segments. Okay, ton of segments here. Here are, okay, Kolkata. Alright, cool. Not seeing any major issues. This is something that the crew can easily deal with. And that will conclude our video. It is 27 minutes. I manage it. Thank you guys for watching. Please, if you like my content, subscribe and like and push the like button. And see you on the next video. See ya.